All right, so Germany bought 7 infantry, 4 artillery. He put 1 infantry in Caucasus. I find that to be a little bit of a weird play. I don't know what value that really adds. He is working his way back to Ukraine, so this tank is going to be able to get back, which I wasn't counting that in my calculations for round 10. I'm sure that'll throw it off a little bit, which means these guys will get back for 11. So it's all just going to be who can be the most efficient on cleaning things up here. So here we go. Let's see, what do we do? Combat, he did a lot of heavy combats. 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 bomber for Italy. 2 and a bomber for Northwest Europe. 2 and a bomber for Baltic. The 4 guys going into Ukraine. 2 and a bomber in West Russia. The bad news is all 4 of those, except for what, Italy? It looks like I got no hit backs. Right? Yeah, he got 1 hit in Italy. Oh, I got 1 in Baltic, 1 in Ukraine. Oh, I must have had a couple in there. So I guess I got a couple hits backs. All right. Well, I guess I won't complain too much. Anyways, I thought he would do the 1 infantry, 2 bomber, 1 infantry bomber, and then just stack kill Ukraine. And I wasn't really expecting Germany to go for West Russia. I mean, yes, it gets Germany lots of money, so Germany's still rather rich, but they've only got 10 production spots is the good news. So hopefully we're going to make them just not get good use of that. So we're going to buy a fighter because of the move I'm going to make. I was going to buy a bomber and use up more of that, but we're just going to save 3. Again, we're losing money quickly down here, so. But we are going to gain some European money instead, so we're going to get exchange, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back into the Baltic here. This is going to be a little bit risky because we got, right? We got the 3 bomber, 4 bomber we got to watch out for. If I can take Northwest Europe, then out here we only need to worry about the 4 bomber turn. It's just the Baltic, and so we're only going to take two transports into here, and we're going to go ahead and the Vanguard's going to do its most important mission yet, and that's going to be to try to take out the AA guns in Berlin. So we're going to go for that. We're going to do the battleship, 1 infantry, 1 artillery attack onto into Germany, and see if we can't maybe take out an AA or 2 if possible. So that's as we're building up our fighters and planes and whatnot, we want to make them some safe ground. Italy's a little bit tougher. I'm normally I'm like, let's trade Italy heavily, but he's got all these bombers, so you can trade kind of efficiently. So I'm not like, let's go too crazy there. Oh wait, you know what? Let's keep 1 infantry back. One, two, three, four. We can still fly back. Hey, battleship, you're not supposed to be attacking yet. Not there. You're coming up here. So what did we miss? We got, where's my other airplane? That's what we're looking for. We want the airplane. Hold up. Wait a minute. There we go. Let's just go ahead and take it. I mean, otherwise he will have his bomber that can. I mean, maybe I should make him use his bomber or take the 50-50. We're just gonna go ahead and take it to him. Why not? Probably because it's not the best play, but we'll see. Anyways, that's why not. Oh, come on. They're going to storm Italy just fine. This is actually a pretty big one. I really thought about putting that third guy in, but miss. Crap. Come on. Are you kidding me? Ah, they'd hit last time. Urgh. That means that the German bombers could, or excuse me, Japan bombers could go for a strike and land there and try and go for a big C-Zone 8 kill. We're going to have to play this very carefully. Dude, what the heck? Alright, well, there goes round 10 shots. Are you kidding me? He just got some major advantage trading between last turn with his Germans and that. There you go. He did his job. Took out an AA gun. Alright. I was hoping to get a hit with one of those two, but... Man, I am frustrated with that Baltic and Northwest. I was really just, the big thing is getting these German units off the board. Thank you. Yay. Alright, built a fighter, so we need one fighter to come back in here. Alright. So, this gives me 2 carriers, 2 destroyers, 2 fighters in this C zone. Let me check this out. Alright, so yeah, so here we go. This is what I'd pre-done just to prepare is what if you did a 1-2, 3 bombers, 4 bombers, and we're doing this as fighter before carrier so that, and then hopefully we'll be able to switch it back to carrier before fighter afterwards. Even if we're going to test it out if it's fighter before carrier then too, but then he hits 3 bombers against my 2-2-2, but then the US can fly in 2 fighters before the German bombers come in. And so we got a 75% chance of holding everything there and him losing all those bombers. Let's see if that switches over. I mean, still that's going to be in favor for me, even if we got, if it doesn't let me switch it and do a destroyer or fighter before carrier. Yeah, we're still looking at a 70%-ish chance of holding there, so that's good. And then the other one is the 3 destroyers, 1 bomber. If he goes after the Baltic, we should live at least with the battleship. And if the battleship lives, and then they send 4 bombers, we can always slide the carrier over and a couple of fighters land in there, and we're good. So we should be okay with all that ship maneuvering in there. I'm just so ticked because I want those units off the board. And I'd like that money to be for the UK, but US can use that money. It's not like they're gonna complain. We're gonna continue hunting, helping hunt over here. move everything over. Yep, okay. Alright, we need the second fighter there. So I am happy the Vanguard did his job. The Vanguard's been a good investment. Oh boy. Let me tell you what, I opened this game up, I'm like, oh my goodness. That's a whole lot of Axis colors on that map. So, first glimpse, this looks very dire. Very, very dire. At a closer look of crunching numbers, I don't even have to bring any more fighters in here on US's turn, and I can defend this G10, J10 without even have to bring in fighters from UK's turn necessarily. So I can leave all these fighters committed to Berlin on UK 10, US 10, and we're going to be all right. Now, G11, Japan 11, I bet he's probably going to have odds at that point. I didn't even run the calculator for it, but I'm pretty, right now, I've got 95% odds on Berlin with my UK US 10 round. So I know I conceded Africa. I gave it up. But he's so spread across right now. He doesn't have a consolidated attack. So even though I got, low units in Moscow, he still doesn't have a great attack there with me building units that I'm going to build. So it looks a lot worse than it is right now. But it sure doesn't feel good. He did move his fleet in here, which I not super concerned with it, because all he can do is come back and shuck units from Caucasus up to Italy. But now he's just going to let me, I got points for UK, I got 3 points for Italy for UK, and now I'm going to get 3 points for US as well. So he's letting me double cash in on Italy, ultimately there. And he's got no units along here he can grab and come out and do something weird out here. I'm going to be bringing in a couple of fighters. I'm going to have my bombers. We'll have this sealed off okay. So I'm not really sure that this was beneficial for him. I'm not super scared about it. If he wants to pull units off of attacking Moscow to bring him back in here and trade Italy back and forth with me, so be it. I'm not too worried about that. So here we go. Let's see. He bought 4 infantry, 3 artillery, 3 tanks, and a fighter. He did build a fighter back here for my little build-up, which is fine. I'm going to take these bombers out of here, and it's just he's got now 2 fighters away from anything and a destroyer that he built previously. So this is good for me right now. I'm going to build a couple fighters for East USA that can, like I said, reach down here if need be, or reach over here to support the aircraft carrier next turn. And if everything goes well and I don't need them, then they can turn around and land on a carrier here next turn, and then he has this, I'll have 2 subs and a carrier, even if he presses in. So we'll be all right. Plus, we're gonna leave positioning our units here so that we can attack Alaska if he chooses to use a transport there, and we're gonna be okay. My purchase is only 8 ground units, and you say, well, you got 5 transports coming here, you need 10 ground units to come back to them, and that would be true if I expected all 5 transports to come back. But except on US 10, I'm counting on 2 transports grabbing units off of Norway here. So we're gonna put 2 units here, 6 back in here for the other 3 transports to come back. But I'm planning on 2 transports coming on in and attacking in here. Now, again, one thing I gotta be mindful with my movements here with the fleets is the whole double sets of bombers here and make sure I don't expose either one of mine with my fighters attacking and leave somebody else exposed to getting hit. So we gotta be a little bit careful, mindful of how we play anything, and that's why I want to get a couple of fighters built in that can fly in as the rest of the fighters are hitting Germany. So one quick double check on something. Yep, we're good there. I like keeping as many of my fighters up here just so I have the ability to pivot either way, but I am going to have to send... I want to conserve my artillery because he'll be able to hit back there, so I am going to send one down this way. Otherwise, my other guys are going to hit here, and this seems ridiculous, but we've seen too many strange things happen, so we're just going to go ahead and make sure we actually kill that guy, basically, without any stupid stuff happening. We need one in there. I believe that's it for the attacks. Just trying to get a look at what's going on down here, but I don't have anything that can reach down that way since I conceded all that. Yeah, that appears to be all, folks. I do want to check. Yeah, okay. Okay, I saw the red Berlin. I was like, I'm not attacking Berlin. Wait a second. I had a momentarily panic there. Okay, there we go. Alright, and a whiff. Nice. Now Germany has to send a few extra units if he really wants to take Italy back. And I did count this tank coming back too, and these two guys coming back as well. In my 90 plus percenter chance on Berlin next turn. The question is going to be whether he decides to stay and fight or if he decides to retreat. And that's good for Russia. I am going to leave my tank for that Alaska bit. So that gives me 6 unless he attacks and the tank has to go back, in which case I'd only have 5 for those guys. But we'll have the infantry and the tank. We're just going to space out a little bit, make him think we're trying to do something, but we're really not. We're going to come back ultimately in all likelihood and consolidate. But if we're spacing out, we got 3 different subs, maybe he'll buy another destroyer for us. I think that's all my guys. So he knows I put my bombers up here in Greenland. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they can hit Alaska, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they can hit Berlin. and 6 land. So I don't have to worry about protecting him from these bombers. Originally, I was going to land on Norway, but I was worried, am I going to have enough to protect him from bombers just doing straight bomb runs? Um, so this way, by moving him over, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And by having bombers up here, they're safe from his bombers, but I can hit him. So we are going to put an infantry artillery up here. And we're going to drop our 2 fighters in here and our 6 infantry down there. So Russia's gonna we're gonna be able to blitz this one. So we're gonna be able to just walk into here. So we're gonna have 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 next turn. Love to get up to 18, so I can just save 2 and get to 18. I am gonna go ahead and take a 1 crack shot on this guy just to prevent Japan from hitting Karelia again. Do want to make sure you remember that. Good job, fighter. That's what we'd like to see. There we go. So round 10, we're going to take, hopefully we're going to take, I should say, Berlin. I don't know if he'll feel the pressure and get desperate and try and take a shot at Moscow. It's not very good for him, even without me. So let me make an adjustment real quick. It's actually that and that. So yeah. Without bringing any fighters back, I've got like a 35, 40% chance to hold, but I got room that I can bring back a UK fighter too if he does decide to attack. Or if I have to bring them all back, then I can delay just a little bit longer and still be able to take odds on here before he takes Moscow. So, all right. I believe that wraps up the turn.